Hello, this is David Swami Miller with the Miller Group of Keller Williams Realty, and I'm here to help you get real estate smart. Now, David wanted me to come on today to give you the predictions for 2023, and my crystal ball has all the answers to your questions. So hold tight, and I'll be right back. So let's talk about what my crystal ball is telling me, or I'm seeing in the crystal ball. Let's talk about inventory for 2023. Inventory is still relatively low, believe it or not. Don't listen to the headlines. The headlines say that it's up 136% versus this time last year, and that is correct. However, that's comparing it to COVID years. In COVID years, it was extremely low. If you compare it to what it was before COVID, it's actually lower than that. So here's my prediction for inventory. I predict that inventory will continue to increase, but not substantially. It's going to be going up slowly. Why? Well, because people that have a 2.9% interest rate are not willing to make the move to get a 6 or 7% interest rate. So inventory is going to creep up, but it's relatively speaking going to stay low. What about these crazy interest rates? Oh, interest rates, they're crazy. They've gone up and up this year, but they've already started to come down. Let's think about this here. I'm not in America, but I hear that the reason that they raise the rates is because the feds raise the rates is because of inflation. Well, I personally think that we've already hit the peak of inflation. So over time, inflation will continue to go down, and I expect, my crystal ball expects that by the middle of the year or the end of the year, the interest rates will start to come down even further. Believe it or not, they've come down quite a bit. They were as high as 7.2. They're down to about 6.4. So what I expect for the next 6 months to 8 months is that they're going to be bouncing back and forth. But I do expect that they will come down, because as inflation comes down, so will the interest rates. Because the only reason they put them out there is to stop inflation. So when the interest rates go down, what's going to happen to buyer demand? Well, buyer demand will go up, but hold tight. I'll share with you my thoughts on that. The buyer demand right now is extremely low. We're currently 50%, we're selling 50% less sales than we did this same time last year. Remember, we're comparing it to COVID years. COVID years were crazy, but compared to the times before COVID, it's still about 39% lower. So what do I expect for buyer demand? Well, I expect buyer demand to stay low until the rates start to go down. Now, everybody was used to the 2 to 3% rate. And now that it's gone up so much, everybody's pulling their hair out. But over time, that will be the new normal. So when the when the interest rates start to go down, and I'm expecting when they go down below 5, then we're going to see a bunch of activity in the marketplace. Now, how is this affecting pricing? What's going to happen to the value of your property? Well, my crystal ball tells me that pricing will continue to gradually decrease. It's going to sort of bounce around. In the past 5 months, it's gone down. It stayed steady. It's gone down. The trend is that it's going to go down. And it's going to continue to go down. But it is not going to go down like it crashed during the Great Recession. That's not just going to happen. And there's many reasons why, but the main reason is inventory. Back then we had a ton of inventory, like 20 months worth of inventory. Now we're down to about 3 months of inventory. Plus everybody has equity in their house. So even though the prices are dropping down, unless you purchased your house at the beginning of 2022, you have equity in your property and everybody's happy with that. And it's gone up about 30 to 40% depending on where you live during the COVID years. So that's the good news. Now, let's wrap this up here because my crystal ball is falling apart on me here. Here's the end result. Here's my expectation. When the rates start to drop, which they will, and they get below 5, which they will, that will drive buyer demand. And guess what? Right now we're at equilibrium. Let me drop this here. But we're at equilibrium where we have sellers are here, buyers were here, now they're here. So even though from a inventory perspective, we should be in a seller's market, we still have a market of equilibrium because there's the same amount of buyers in each area. Now, when the interest rates go up, buyers are going to go up here and they're going to continue to go up. And you know what's still down? Sellers. The amount of listings is still going to be low in the market. So when that happens, it's going to get crazy again. Okay? Trust me on this. Trust the Swam. It's going to get crazy. So, if you're thinking about buying, even though it doesn't feel like it, this is the best time to do it. Because we all remember at the beginning of 2022, if you were a buyer, good luck. There was nothing to find. So those are the Swami's predictions. And David said he'll be back next week. And you want me to end with? I hope that you are now real estate smart.